The story begins with a horse riding festival in which there is a famous horse rider with his whole family, but unfortunately he dies accidentally during the horse riding, which leaves his husband very sad. There is a girl who lost her mother named Lucky who is staying with an auntie. Then we see the scene 20 years later where her uncles are getting angry with her because Lucky has invited their guests in front of her. Someone molests her, which makes her feel ashamed, and she is telling her auntie to leave Lucky with her father because now this girl is not under our control. Then we see that Lucky is on a train with her aunt and is going to her father. She is looking forward to the trip when her aunt is taken to buy some snacks, and then Lucky notices some horses running fast. Lucky is happy to see them, but then they start staring at her, which makes her sad and misses her mother. She goes to the last cabin to get a closer look at the horses. She goes up to touch them, but someone comes from behind and saves her because if he doesn't save her, she would have fallen down. After a while she reaches her destination where her auntie is looking for her father. Then Lucky listens to those people who are saying that we don't have money. What if we catch these horses? We can earn good money by doing it. Then we see that as the train leaves, Lucky looks to the other side where there is a horse riding festival where she fails very well, but she finds an aunt who she gives him a scarf of his mother's, and there he also finds a friend of his age fellow with whom he befriends, but his auntie comes and takes him away. On the way he meets a boy who starts talking to him for no reason. They reach Lucky's father's house where his father is staying because Lucky is meeting his father after such a long time. Ada does not meet them well, but greets her mother. Then her father shows her a room that, "My dear daughter, this room is yours." Then she sees from a hole that behind her room is her mother's room, in which she goes to where all her mother's belongings are kept, seeing which she is very happy. Then she goes to the place where she sees the same man who saved her life and also sees the same gaze, that she was very happy to see her on the train, but that horse is not able to handle her. The people of this stable also say that you people should not be forced with this horse, but they tie him up and go away. Lucky unlocks it so that he can walk freely. Then it's dinner time where Lucky is sitting with his father and his aunt, and then Lucky tells his father that his friendship he was born to a horse and he named him Spirit, which his father gets very angry on hearing and says, "Stay away from Lucky horse." We know that Lucky's father says this because his wife also died for the same reason and he doesn't want anything to happen to his daughter, but Lucky doesn't know this and is angry with her father. The next day, Lucky goes to meet Spirit again, where two girls tell her how to befriend Spirit, then she feeds him apples every day, stays with him, and finally one day Spirit trusts her. And they become friends, and Lucky is very happy today and reconciles with her father. Next day she wears her mother's clothes and goes to Spirit. She is only inside that stable. She wants to ride him as soon as she is alive, but she spoils her whole plan and opens the door of the stable, from which Spirit goes towards the mountains, followed by her two friends. Then Lucky finds out that father also gets worried. Spirit is running very fast, so his friends ask him to jump, so Lucky goes. V jumps from the horse, which saves her Jin, because if Lucky was even a second late then her Jin would have gone, but her father also comes, who loves her very much, but gets angry with her when he comes home. They say that they told her to run with the horses, but she doesn't listen to them, and Lucky also goes to her room. Then she hides from everyone and goes to the forest with a lot of apples. He finds all the horses, which Lucky is very excited about. But there comes that man and his friends who want to catch them all. They are catching them all and taking them to the train, but Spirit even can't save her family. Then she goes to the village on Lucky Spirit to ask people for help. She first goes to her friend who owns a stable, but she agrees and says they are still small and how can we chase Tureen who runs so fast. Then there is another friend of his who is ready to go with him, but that friend also stops him. Then Lucky, angry with them, she goes alone and says that even these animals have emotions, but as she is moving forward, she feels that her friends are also coming with her, which makes her very happy. Then they move forward, but there is a very old bridge which breaks as soon as they step on it. Then they think to jump, and both of Lucky's friends are experts and they jump, but Lucky and Spirit fall down, but they are not hurt. Then their friends encourage them that you can come up, you just need to trust each other. Then Lucky and Spirit come up, then they have a tang path. they have to pass through, on which they can take their jinn with a little bit of rot. These people also complete that path and stop there because these people know that because of using a shortcut, these people will reach first. There is sugarcane and the train will definitely stop here for water. Then they eat and play a lot and their horses have become friends with each other. On the other hand, we see that Kuki's father is very sad that he did not want to scold his daughter. Then his neighbors come, whose daughter is with Lucky. They both go on the train to find their daughters. On the other hand, we see that Tareen has reached due to her eyes not opening and Lucky misses this chance. Which makes Lucky very sad, but his friends also give him courage and then they start chasing the train, and they reach the place where the train is stopped. They are sending to the ship, then Lucky very cleverly frees Spirit, but all his family is on the other side of the ship. Then Kuki's family also reaches there, but Lucky jumps very high and reaches the ship. She is happy, but seeing this, her father faints, then starts kicking the people in the Spirit ship. Then Lucky frees the entire family of Spirit, then Spirit jumps into the water and all the other horses also jump into the water. Seeing Lucky in the water, his father also jumps into the water, but Spirit helps them both like Lucky helped his family. Then Lucky's father holds her hands and says that my dear daughter, please forgive me, I misunderstood you. Then he says that if your mother was alive today, so, she would have been very happy, I am proud of you. Then she says you can do whatever you want because my daughter is not less than anyone else. Then goes to leave Lucky Spirit and his family at their home. You can stay with me. She then wears her mother's suit and goes to a festival where her father is happy to see her and sings for his daughter, which makes Lucky very happy and her friends and hers. She starts living very happily with her father and this is where the story ends.